Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in, and today we're going to be taking a look at some JavaScript conditionals. So for this video, we're going to go over some if-else statements, some switch statements, and also some ternary operators. So let's get right into it. Alright, so first we're going to start by doing some if-else statements and kind of get the feel for that. So first thing we're going to do is, we're going to declare a variable, call it VIP. And no, let's do this. Let's call our variable access, and we're going to set that to VIP. And here we're going to do an if statement. We're going to do if access is equal to VIP. Then we're going to do a console.log of, okay, we're going to say something like, hey, you're official. And now we come down to our terminal, we run it, and we get you're official. So that's basically the gist of an if-else statement. For the if condition, for the if statement, you specify a condition between the parentheses. If it evaluates to true, then that block of code that's associated with it is going to run. Okay. So now let's go ahead and stick an else statement to it. So the reason we're able to write all of this on one line is because we didn't have any other else if statements or nested else ifs or anything like that, and we didn't really have like a true block of code. We didn't have multiple statements to run. We just had this one console.log to run. So we're able to put it on just the one line here. So now we're gonna go ahead and add an else to it. So let's go ahead and open up our code, close it up, and now we could add an else statement to it. Let's do a console.log of you're not official enough. So now, let's say our condition did not evaluate to true, it evaluated to false. This line of code here on line 6 is never going to run. Line 7 is going to run. So if we run it as it is, we get your official, and that's because our access variable is actually equal to VIP. If we go ahead and change that to something else, give it a run, now we get you're not official enough. So line 7 gets run for us. Cool. And if we want with the if statements, we can go ahead and add a couple of more conditions to it with the help of an else if. So let's say we want to do, let's do else if access is equal to V. So we're going to put multiple conditions in this one. We're going to use the or operator. And essentially, so if access is equal to V, or if access is equal to VI, we're going to run this block of code here. We're going to say console.log you're almost official. Cool. So right now we're getting some errors here. Let's see what's going on. I think it's because of this here. Console.log else. Oh, it's because over here instead of doing a comparison, we're doing an assignment. So let's go ahead and do this. Cool. And now if we run it, we should get you're almost official. Cool, you're almost official. Since we have VI as our value for our access variable, and we're able to match that with our condition here, this evaluated to true, this line of code ran. If we change this to V, we should get the exact same thing. You're almost official. So what we have there on line 7, if either one of these conditions evaluates to true, it's going to run our code for us. All right, nice. Cool. So that's it for if, else ifs, and else statements. And also with if statements, we can also nest them. So for example, let's do if access equals to VIP. Open up our block, and then inside of our block, we're gonna do a new if statement. Let's do if age is less than 21. We're gonna do console.log. You're young. Else if, let's say age is greater than or equal to 21. And, so that's our notation for and, age is less than or equal to 55. All right. We're gonna do a console.log of you're in your prime, buddy. And for our else, let's do console.log. So if you're not under 21 and you're not below 55 and over 21, that means you're over 55. So we're gonna say you're you're getting up there in age. All right. So all right, let's comment this out. And let's go ahead and add an age variable to our program. So for, let's start off with 15. Cool. So right now, the way we have our code set up from line 11 through line 19. So essentially, only if the first condition access is equal to VIP evaluates to true, that's when we're going to have access to those other conditions to get evaluated to potentially print something for us. So if this evaluates to false, the way our code is right now, we're just not going to get anything to our printed to our console. So if we run this, we'll get nothing printed to our console. That's because for our if statement here, it evaluated to false, and it's not doing anything else. So if we wanted it to do something, we could add an else statement here, and then we could do console.log. You ain't even VIP yet. Okay. Save. If we run that, you ain't even VIP yet. Change that to VIP. Now that we are VIP, but since our age is 15, we get you're young. If we change this to 21 or anything above 21, to 30 or whatever, run it. You're in your prime, buddy. 60. You're getting up there in age. Up there in age. Cool. All right, so that's it for if and else statements. Now let's take a look at some switch statements. So cool. So the structure for our switch statement is we just have the keyword switch. And then here we're going to pass in the variable, whatever condition is it that we want to continually test against. That's what we're going to put in here. So for here, let's do age, switch age. And we're going to do case if you are 5 years old. Then it's going to console.log. You're a baby. And then we have to add our break. And now we're going to do case. Let's do 20. We're going to do your and your. You're starting your prime, my guy. break. And let's do case 50 console.log. You're mature. Okay, let's add a break. So now if we run this as it is right now, age is 60, so we actually shouldn't get anything right now if we run this. Cool, we don't get anything to the console. That's because none of our conditions, it didn't match any of our condition. The age variable is currently 60, and that didn't match any of the cases we currently have here. So what we could do for that is typically when you're writing a switch statement, you want to have a default there. So that way if none of your conditions evaluates true, you at least have a default that runs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say choose 20, 5, or 50, since those are the only ones we have. All right, choose 25 or 50. And now let's say we had 20. Is going to come here to the switch statement. Come here, this evaluates to false. Case 20 evaluates to true. So it's going to print this out. You're starting your prime, my guy. And also another thing to keep in mind when working with switch statements. So the breaks are really, really important. If you don't have the break there, kind of just spills over. So even though only this one should run here, case 20, since our age is 20, this one is going to run as well on line 35, the one for 50, because we don't have the break statement. Right after the console.log, it's just going to run all over and spill all over. So if we run this right now, even though our age is 20, we're going to get two things printed. We get you're starting your prime, my guy, and you're mature. So let's go ahead and fix that back up, add back our break. And now it works as intended again. Cool. So that's about it for switch statements. And the last thing we're going to take a look at are just ternary operators. So ternary operators are just like a really fancy one-liner way of doing if statements. So for example, here you saw how we had from line 8 through 9, we did if access equals VIP, we're going to console log that. So now we're going to write that exact same condition except in a ternary operator, using the ternary operator. So to do that, all we would do is, if I'm not mistaken, I think we just open up parentheses, do access equals VIP, and that would be our condition. And right outside of it, we put a question mark, okay? And then right after that, so essentially, if access is equal to VIP, we're gonna console .log your official. Else, if access is not VIP, that's what we need that colon there for. We're going to do console.log you're not official enough. You're not official enough. All right, so essentially what we had right there on line 10, so if access equals VIP, so that's how this reads. If access equals VIP, if this condition evaluates to true, the first thing we have after the question mark is going to run, else the thing after the semicolon is going to run. So right now our variable is actually VIP, so we should get official. Okay. Now let's get that again. You're official. If this isn't VIP, you're not official enough. All right. Nice. Nice. Okay. And then also, you could do like nested ternary operators. So that's kind of like beyond of the scope of this video. Um, but yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you gained some value from it. We went over some if-else statements, switch statements, ternary operators, just conditionals to kind of to help control your execution when when writing your JavaScript code. So yeah, so please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.